Inflation rose by 3% year over year in September and by 0.3% month over month. This report was due to come out last week, but was delayed. You guessed it, due to the ongoing government shutdown. We got our economic dream team. There we go, our Bobble boys, NBC News business and data correspondent Brian Cheung and Investopedia's editor-in-chief Caleb Silver. Thanks to both of you. Always great sports, but you know you do have your own graphics, so that's pretty cool. Okay, Brian, let's start with you over at the big board. Walk us through the numbers.
Yeah, well, the numbers show us that inflation is showing prices rising in this country still. Again, what we're talking about here, it was a 0.3% increase on a month-to-month basis. That's between August and September. But economists like to look at the yearly rate of inflation. How much did prices rise between September of this year and September of last year? And that figure is 3%. That was a little bit lower than what economists had expected. In fact, one economist I just heard from said that this was a surprisingly weak inflation report, which is a good thing. You want inflation to be weak. You don't want inflation to be strong. If we look at the August to August period, it is 2.9%. So this is a slight uptick. But again, economists were expecting, probably in part because of the tariffs, for this number to be higher. But again, 3% still historically low, especially when you take a look at this chart over time. That 3% figure is a lot lower than that some of peak inflation we saw in the summer of 2022.
And Caleb, sounds like some good news there, lower than expected. Give me a reaction.
Yeah, well, first of all, we've been waiting a little while for this data, but it is sort of weaker than expected, more smoke than fire still with tariffs, which is surprising because when you go shopping, it feels like things have gotten more expensive, but they haven't bled their way into the numbers yet. But Brian's going to take us through the categories. The Bureau of Labor Statistics saying, though, gas, big driver of inflation this month. When we look at the services part of the economy, too, airfare, things like that, those have gotten a lot more expensive.
Yeah, Brian, take it away. Break down categories.
Yeah, so if we unpack this, we're taking a look at the three main categories: food, energy, and shelter, the cost of putting a roof over your head. We're now talking about monthly changes. How much did prices rise between August and September? Food price inflation actually decelerating a little bit, only up by 0.2%. It was up almost 0.5% in August. If we talk about, as Caleb was just saying, prices did go up by 1.5% in 1 month, but there is reason to think that this number will be lower in the October report because we've seen a lot of prices at the pump go down as a result of the switch to the winter blend, as well as less demand with fewer people out on the roads. Shelter costs, this is a big one, also decelerating in terms of the rate of inflation, up only 0.2%. That is a big reason why we saw that headline number actually a little bit below estimates, because people thought that the cost of housing would be a lot higher in this September report.
All right, Caleb, the Fed.
5 days, 5 hours, and 17 minutes from now, and it looks like there's a 96% or so chance the Fed does another baby cut, quarter-point cut here. But the Fed is actually 96%. So it's likely. Yep. But the Fed is not able to see labor data yet. So we haven't had a jobs report in a minute due to the shutdown of the government. So the Fed doesn't want to cut rates too aggressively because that could stoke inflation with no idea of what's happening in the labor market. But anecdotally, we know the labor market's still pretty weak. It's not like it picked up steam in the last couple of months. So the Fed meeting next week, very interesting.
But Brian, by the way, we mentioned this is delayed because of the government shutdown. Is there any concern over accuracy because of the government shutdown?
Yeah, so this particular report was supposed to come out 9 days ago. Actually, the Bureau of Labor Statistics had to call back people to finish this report. It's important to note, though, that this particular September data was collected prior to the government shutdown beginning in the first week of October. So these numbers really aren't to be called into question. But we have to remember the concern is about the October report, which we're not supposed to receive until next month. But again, the story there is that they have to survey all of these numbers: 80,000 goods and services across 75 urban areas, 23,000 retail establishments. If the BLS was not working in full force, they can't get that data. That's going to be a concern for the October numbers when we get them next month, if the government reopens.
We thank you for watching, and remember, stay updated on breaking news and top stories on the NBC News app or watch live on our YouTube channel.